afternoon, everyone. I know we definitely have people outside and inside. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. All right. I'm Adiola, founder and CEO of Kredete. We, over the past 2 years, we've helped African immigrants view their credit history via international money transfers. That is how we started. And over the past 2 years, we processed about 250 million from the US to 25 countries in Africa using stablecoin rails. And on average, we helped African in the diaspora to build their credit up to 50 points. So technically, this is pretty much from bad to good in the US. And over the course of the past 2 years, we have received numerous requests to open source our payment platform, and that's what we've done. And I always like to say, traditionally, we are an entirely new payment platform where we simplify global money movements. And the concept through which money moves from point A to point B is what I'll walk everyone through today. I'm sure everyone understands the aspect of Swift 101. It's a messaging system. It's traditional and it's slow. The process is cumbersome, it's expensive, and it doesn't work. And with the evolution of stablecoins, we've solved a problem using our current infrastructure. So I have this broken down into three sections. This is what a traditional BaaS provider in the US will do for you and probably charge you tens of thousands of dollars, which we're currently doing for half the cost today. So think of orchestration as your ability to convert between two global currencies at lightning speed technology, and also using crypto assets to ensure that the payment is cheap and fast. Then think of issuance as the underlying network through which this payment is being moved across. And one of the key things I think is very important for us is the ability to issue USD accounts, Euros account, and also spend with the cards globally, like a traditional Web2 user or corporate customer. And that's what we've done over time, because a traditional business, which is not crypto native, many times we don't understand much about crypto, but we are able to simplify. That's what we call ourselves a Web 2.5. So technically, we've been able to move payments from point A to point B, and this is one of the key things we've done, where we've moved payments from the US and over 40 countries in Europe to over 100 countries globally. And the average time to which payment has moved is roughly about 15 seconds. So just think of using the Swift channels from 3 to 5 days now down, worth of about 15 seconds today. And from the context of the dashboard, which I'll take a side piece here. So just think of you, a corporate client user has a virtual bank account. He or she receives ACH, wire, SEPA, faster payments into that account, but it doesn't actually sit in the account. It's currently converted into stablecoins. And that is what we've done, right? So once we are able to convert to stablecoins, we can then move this money across 100 countries across the globe. And further down to the explanation across through which our payment has moved, we orchestrate the stablecoins into local bank accounts almost immediately. So we're talking about 15 seconds or less. And then we can do multi-disbursement. So are you talking about African currencies, Nigeria, Rwanda, Tanzania? We're able to pay to over 500 million wallets across Africa. I would dare to say that we are most likely the only ones that can pay to local bank accounts across Nigeria, over 190 banks. And in just Nigeria alone and across Africa, we're talking about 500 million wallets. So we're very ingrained into two aspects of payment, both in the US and also locally across Africa. This is just an example of if you are to integrate our SDKs or APIs, you can facilitate your own account, traditional payment rails for less than $1. So I'm going to give you an example. So The idea of BaaS started with Unit. I'm sure everyone is aware of Unit, Singterra, and the likes of the other BaaS providers. And then they charge you more time, 10,000, 20, 30, or even up to $100,000 to activate a BaaS service to be able to spin up an account for your customers. Today we're charging less than 1% of that cost, and you can spin up literally USD bank accounts for your customers, your accounts, virtual IBANs for your customers. And if you have local customers in Africa, we can also spin up bank accounts for them in the local African currencies as well, or mobile wallet currencies as well. So it helps you as a business to easily integrate our APIs. You can spin up various accounts, and we help you to abstract Web3 process, because that is our underlying payment networking technology. One of the recent things we just launched as of last quarter is a direct partnership with Visa. I always like to say many stablecoin instruments today either focus on the accounts piece, but we are, I'll tell you, the overall financial services. So from accounts to cards to local payment rails. So if you want to offer direct Visa cards to your customers, we can do that for you today. So from accounts, as I mentioned, also including cards, you can issue cards to your customer. You can also make margins on the interchange with us, because we're a direct Visa partner. We own a BIN sponsor with Visa, and we can process these payments across to over 200 200 countries. I used the card today in Hong Kong, so it worked. Um, so there are four main use cases for our product today in the API. So we use our own product connected to our APIs, and like I mentioned, we have over 500,000 customers using our own product on our mobile application, and we have customers that have over 2 million clients directly integrated with our APIs. So the first one is obviously is cross-border payments. Many, you integrate with our APIs for cross-border payments from the US to over 100 countries globally, 35 countries across Africa, in Europe, Latin America, and we're obviously going to come to Asia very soon in Q2. And the other part would be local payouts. If you process ACH wire today, it's very expensive, it's slow, right? And if you want to pay into a local bank account, just think of it, an example, my brother in Nigeria needs to get a local payment today. I have to walk into the bank, right? Go through the entire process. It's expensive. He doesn't receive it immediately. And also, once the bank shuts over there, he has to wait till the following day. He has to go through a queue again to get the actual cash value, right? So with this infrastructure, he doesn't have to leave the confinement of his house. He gets it directly to his bank account and mobile wallet. So that's another main use case for us via the payout network. Also, another access would be we can issue dollar accounts for non-US residents or non-Europe residents too as well, or your access. This is very hard, I can tell you, across Africa, and also when you're very much fresh into the US or Europe, where a lot of banks aren't able to open bank accounts for you just because you probably don't have a social security number, right, or you don't have an ITIN. And these are some of the things we do for our customers there, where they can receive their paycheck into these various accounts, and we can convert to stable state. And lastly, we process payments for airlines, so we do treasury management, right? So they traditionally log their accounts into various accesses where they earn 4% APYs, and we can, with our yield process now, we're doing north of about 22% for airline customers and corporate clients today. So these are some of the four main use cases we see with our products today, and it's going to evolve, right? So looking at Africans, unable to have access to a Visa card, that is something we're definitely working on. Why they can get access to a Visa card. From the Visa card, they can just spend globally, like an American living in Africa. So it's pretty interesting. I just have some of our customers today. Gabriel, he owns a contractual business where he employs over 150 Africans in the US, and they do not have access to get paid today. So we help them to spin up his account. His customers can get paid for a fraction of the cent from a payment cost. And there are obviously a lot of other customers we have today. One of the things I would like to highlight is, I talked about BaaS players. BaaS players they take on average about 8 months to go live with them, but we're talking about 4 weeks or less for us. The last customer we worked with went live with us under 2 weeks. So, we have literally everything to get customers live. Just because one, we don't hold customers' funds; it's sitting on a centralized network, decentralized network, and using stables, obviously. And most likely, many of our customers are looking to make payments, right? So the last mile delivery is already integrated within our infrastructure. And when they process the payment, it sits in Africa or Latin America. In Q2 now, it's going to be Asia as well. Just go through the process. It's a simple process, right? So register via APIs, create a customer, and this is just for my presentation. Some of our partners, we have a direct bin with Visa, which helps us to issue our cards. We partner with Lead Bank, Crossover Bank, Stellar, which is on the line network, which we process our cross-border payments as well. And it's with the evolution of stablecoins, we've kind of gone through the wave by owning our own infrastructure for our mobile app itself, like I mentioned, right? So we have a mobile application for African immigrants in the US to view their credit and send payments. That obviously crossed over 500,000 customers last month. We processed north of about $500,000, dollars, with our mobile application, and we're growing that ecosystem. So now we've open sourced our APIs, and we've raised over $20 million in capital. We have over 2,000 businesses using our platform, and our APIs today, 1 million customers from our local customers and also our customers from the corporate clients. We support about 100 currencies today, and we've processed, like I mentioned, about $500 million overall. I'd like to end, with this, statement. One, right? Payments has evolved. I'd like to introduce this and call this Payments 2.0. And most importantly, Africans open for business, so we can always work. Let me know. Thank you.